rise, please?
Thank you, and please be seated. Housing at UMB. There are service animals who are trained to do specific tasks for people with disabilities. There are emotional support animals who aid in supporting the mental health of their owners. And finally, there are therapy or comfort animals, which are trained to provide stress relief and affection to people in specific settings, like the medical center, like counseling locations, schools, certainly following traumatic events. Community. So today, we honor these animals and comfort animals, those from the past, those of today, and those for the future, who assist our incredible students, patients, and the UMB community. You'll get to hear from a few folks about their experiences with their four-legged friends. But first, I want to highlight one dog who has gone above and beyond, their special award winner today, for Call of Duty during the time that UMB, and we want to give thanks to her and her owner. Dr. D-O-G-T-O-R, Loki, and the University of Maryland School of Medicine class of 2023 graduate, Dr. Caroline Benzel. During some of the toughest days in COVID-19 pandemic, and we were all there, Dr. Benzel was inspired to make a difference in the lives of patients and frontline workers at the University of Maryland Medical Center, who, as you recall, were under tremendous stress. Dr. Benzel started by arranging virtual therapy sessions with Loki, some of whom were workers. And during those sessions, Dr. Benzel noticed that the facial bruising and other marks left by PPE worn by the workers for over 12 hours. Obviously, this was an uncomfortable setting in which to work. She started Dr. Loki's Hero Healing Kits, distributed much needed supplies such as lotion, Vaseline, lip balm, instant coffee, and even tea to frontline workers with Loki by her side. Dr. Benzel and Loki raised over $100,000. It's a new scholarship. How about that? In Heroes Healing Kits for first responders at the University of Maryland Medical Center and others across the nation. Dr. Benzel, who studied occupational medicine and trained Loki to work with patients and workers, trained her particularly to provide comfort to inpatients receiving psychiatric care. After seeing the impact of Dr. Loki and Dr. Benzel, the University of Maryland Medical Center expanded the therapy dog program. Now, Loki is quite a She has been awarded the 2021 ASPCA Dog of the Year, the 2020 American Kennel Club Courage Award, the annual Medical Center of New York Dog of the Year Award. Geez, that's a lot more. Just one missing for Loki. A doctorate degree. That's pretty clever, a doctorate degree, so that she can be called Dr. Loki. Pretty nice. Loki has clearly had a tremendous impact on people's lives, and this would not have been possible also by having, she needed her friend, Dr. Benzel, who's now headed for a residency at West Virginia University. So it is my honor and privilege to confer this Doctorate of Medicine degree to Loki. Dr. Benzel and School of Medicine Director of Student Affairs, Melissa Flaherty, could you please join me to hood Loki?
President Jarrell, it is my privilege to recommend the Honorary Degree of Doctor of Medicine to Loki for outstanding work helping patients and healthcare workers at the University of Maryland Medical Center.
Thank you. It is my privilege to accept your recommendation, honorary doctorate degree with all the rights and privileges thereto appertaining. Paul.
Plus I can't zoom in or anything. Just the camera.
And she also gets a very special award. It's her own medal. So for a special honorary degree. I would now like to invite Dr. Benzel to share a few words.
Thank you so much for that warm introduction. Loki's right, so I apologize.
Yes, I can pull this out.
Yeah.
So, my name is Dr. Caroline Benzel, and I was lucky enough to come here for medical school at the University of Maryland in Baltimore. As you all have probably heard, I am her owner, but I feel more like her manager, her PR person, her owner and operator, her trainer, her masseuse, and basically any other term you can probably think of, because this dog definitely has done a lot more like 5 years here. A brief synopsis of how I ended up getting Loki. I was accepted to Maryland, and I had some friends that always rescued Rottweilers, and they had found 2 puppies in Baltimore. They knew that I always had Rottweilers too growing up. And so when they found out they had 2 of them, I called them as a joke, asking if they ever wanted to give one away. Haha, and they go, perfect, Caroline, you won't mess this up. And I was like, 5 years later, now I can say, well, look guys, I didn't mess up. But, you know, it's obviously been a very interesting journey being here. I always thought it was interesting too the whole time that my family basically said that they thought it was special that my dog was way more successful than I'll ever be. And I kind of told them, I was like, well, guys, 1 year in medical school is 7 dog years, so she probably should have a PhD as well. So I think she's actually a little short and behind on her education at this point. But it truly has been an honor to meet so many amazing people at University of Maryland and for them to welcome us with such open arms. A lot of times having a Rottweiler that is a working dog can kind of come with little rocky territory, but as we know, Baltimore has a very open personality when it comes to a lot of different things, and oftentimes people and different things, whether it be animal, jobs, what have you, are misunderstood. And I feel like coming into a city like this, they truly welcomed us with open arms. I'm very fortunate to be here, and I don't want to list all the things that Loki has done because Dr. Jarrell did such an incredible job already going through everything, but we just want to say thank you again. We are so sorry that and sad to be leaving University of Maryland, but we know that we're going to continue to be coming up and doing volunteer work as long as we still do it. So thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Dr. Benzel and Dr. Loki. Congratulations. As you've heard, Dr. Benzel and Dr. Loki, have made an incredible impact. And to hear a little bit about this, I'd like to invite the University of Maryland Medical Center Director of Patient Experience, Kerry Sobol, to share a bit about the effect of having these students and their dogs at the hospital. Kerry?
Thank you, Doctor. I appreciate it. Congratulations, Caroline and Loki. It is such a pleasure to be here and represent the hospital. I can't even begin to tell you the privilege of working with Caroline and Dr. Loki. In my role as Director of Patient Experience, I have the privilege of helping to create and sustain programs that serve our patients as well as our staff. Our animal therapy program was such an important part of our journey, and Caroline and Loki were certainly a big part of our success. I consider Caroline a colleague and a friend, all born from our work at the hospital. The pandemic was such a stressful time for everyone. I was there every day with my team, and we saw the effects of this pandemic on everyone. Having someone like Caroline helping us build our program and make a difference every day was not only effective, but also built such a warm and friendly relationship that continues today with many, many people at the hospital. She has quite the following, as you might imagine. So we've been able to grow our program substantially over the 3 years. We now have a solid relationship with Pets on Wheels, and we have about 9 active therapy teams roaming the hospital at any given time, bringing joy and comfort to our staff and our patients. One of our more recent additions to our contingent of teams is Pooja Bhatnagar. Pooja is a senior psychiatric occupational therapist, that's a mouthful, at the hospital, and she has her beautiful Remy serving alongside her. Pooja helped us understand the needs of our psychiatric population a little bit deeper and the ways that she could help across the house with all patients when patients needed a puppy visit. It is my pleasure to introduce Pooja, who will share a bit more about her journey.
So good afternoon. I'm about to age myself here, and also thank you, Kerry, for the introduction. So I'm about to age myself here a little bit. I started my journey at university about 6 years ago, at which point the pet therapy program had just begun expanding. So animal-assisted therapy and animal-assisted interventions has always been a long-term goal of mine. Though at the time, even the idea of having volunteers and their dogs visit our inpatient psych units at the hospital felt like that would be an accomplishment. So I inserted myself and decided to write an addendum to make sure that there were policies in place so that our patients could have the same amazing service that everyone else in the hospital did with safety parameters in mind. So as it turns out, Caroline and Loki were one of our first duos to come visit our psych units regularly. So it was with her support and mentorship that I kind of started down my own path. Unfortunately, as Kerry mentioned, with COVID-19, the pet visits were put on pause, pun very much intended. However, it was also during that time period that I met and started dating a firefighter who happened to have a German Shepherd as temperament. So with the support of my manager and Kerry and patient experience, as of last year, we were able to start seeing patients throughout the hospital, many of which are on my caseload, some of which are not. So with education in mind, to get my own animal assisted therapy certification with the goal of expanding programming within the hospital so other licensed therapists can utilize their animals in treatment as well, so they can share in the joy that I get to have multiple times a week. So all this to say, you can teach an old dog new tricks. I'm the old dog. And what may feel impossible is never out of your reach. Just as Remy, even he has caught his tail after endless pursuits. So thank you all very much.
Move on, Kerry. Finally, we want to honor and educate the public about the rules of dogs. So if there are any handlers and service dogs present, please raise your paws now. And you can see we have a distinguished platform party, by the way. I want to now recognize School of Pharmacy 2023 graduate Dr. Paola Urbistondo-Jimenez with her and Maryland Kerry Hall graduate Courtney Bergan, their service dog, Kiera. You may see students like Paola in their offices with their service dogs. And these are very different dogs with very specific purposes. Paola is a career as a pharmacist and hopes to bring visibility to the medical center providers with service animals of their own in healthcare settings. And Courtney has shared that Kiera has helped to embrace their disability and to live independently in the community and was very valuable in their graduating law school class. For their shared journey during the COVID-19 pandemic and for bringing visibility, I want to now present the Doctor with a G of Pharmacy to Kylo Red and a Juris Doctorate to Kiera. So if you could come up here, please.
Thank you, President Jarrell. It is my honor to recommend Kylo Red with the Honorary Doctor of Pharmacy for helping raise visibility of healthcare professionals and their service dog. Thank you.
I accept this nomination and gratefully award her the Doctorate of Pharmacy and all the rights there pertaining thereunto. Okay. And now we have the school.
President Jarrell, it is my honor to recommend Kiera with the Honorary Degree of Juris Doctor for helping raise visibility and awareness of service animals in the field of law and the rights of service animals and their handlers.
Dr. Eisenberg, it is my pleasure to accept this dog, Kiera, for an Honorary Doctor Juris Doctor. Congratulations.
Oh, nice.
You couldn't script that one, could you? Our final speaker is Diane Bernier, Executive Director from the nonprofit organization Fidos for Freedom from Laurel, Maryland. Fidos for Freedom is a frequent visitor to UMB, providing comfort dogs during final exams to interact with our students and staff. The organization primarily focuses on enhancing the quality of life of veterans and people with mobility or hearing impairments by providing service dogs. Here to talk about their work and important reminders for the public when approaching someone with a service dog is Diane Bernier. Diane?
Sorry, we always have to settle the dogs first. It's an honor to be here. Thank you. I brought with me today Loretta and Pippin, their therapy, one of our great therapy teams. In approaching a service animal, we ask that you do not interact with the service animal. Do not pet it. Don't make direct, continuous eye contact or talk to it, because you're distracting the dog from their job. Whether it's somebody who needs it for balance, it could cause the dog to jerk a little bit and the person could fall. I have a hearing loss, distracting. You know, he would pull me in a different direction than the sound. So it's just to be nice. I mean, if you want to find out about the animal, and I think we all love it when people ask us about our dogs, it's a handler. You know, we appreciate it. And they, believe me, a lot of people, well, they don't get any pets. They do. That's one of their big rewards, is getting pets from us. And that's a good way to reinforce them working for us, because they're not going to want to work for us if everybody gets to pet them. So just please keep that in mind. We greatly appreciate it. Thank you. And thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Bernier. I want to take a quick moment to recognize University of Maryland, Baltimore Police Private First Anthony Summers and the University of Maryland, Baltimore Police Department Comfort Canine, Poe. Where's Poe?
On vacation.
Vacation? On vacation. So Poe is a Great Dane mix and joined UMB last year as our third comfort canine. Both Poe and Private Summers are on a well-deserved vacation. This is out here. Poe is available to UMB and the surrounding community for in-person or virtual visits by visiting, and we have a website, umaryland.edu/K9. So I want to thank you all for your attention today. Recognize our community. I hope you'll thank the handlers here as well for bringing their pet dogs, their favorite dogs. And one last round of applause. And the dogs will be available to the press if there's any questions. Thank you.
Actually, for the media, the platform, if anybody has any questions, there's a microphone. And the hashtag is Paws to honor UMB. Any media questions? We can do one-on-ones afterwards if anybody. Is there a procession out?
So all rise.